this thing going. Thank you very much, Team Supersonic. Let me just make sure you can all see my screen. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, as we do.
Excellent. So Jit, thanks very much for giving us this opportunity to talk to you about MyTechie. You guys are a great partner for us. You can see there's a picture of our team from Mamelodi. We call ourselves the village technicians because we're in the community and we're serving the community. We're very community focused. You've all heard probably of the construct of platform as a service, software as a service, we're now tech as a service. One of the things I've learned during the pandemic and even before the pandemic, a lot of us lost jobs, but we never lose our skills. So what we've been doing is gathering together a database of those skills. I spent much of lockdown reading CVs, and we've managed to accumulate, as you can see by the table there, over 1,700 individuals, about 370 small companies with lots of talent across the country, and we're making them available to companies like yourselves as an ethical agent. And I'll talk to you about the construct of a catalyst and an enabler in a moment, and a meritocracy. But we're very much rooted in technology. I come from the broadband telecoms environment, but I'm also very integrally involved in energy and renewable energy and electrical energy and that sort of thing as well. So that's also coming into play here. This is the problem that we're trying to help solve. You all know that in South Africa and in Africa and generally worldwide, there's unemployment. And the sad thing is, well, not for me sad in the sense that I am involved with the South African Institute of Electrical Engineers, and in the time that I was an office bearer there, I saw so many qualified engineers that could not find work, and that's very difficult to understand when you have so much to do. So we're trying to change that by doing things a bit differently, and we allow our cohort of technicians to do micro courses. We identify what small courses they need to do to enable them to actually get experience in a small distributed way. These are our customers. Obviously the big yellow one at the top is very important to us. We work well with Supersonic. We're doing quite a lot of smart energy work with circuit breaker industries. We do VSAT work for QCon and various other companies. And we've got a number of partners in this business. We are very well networked with the training institutions, as well as many of the smaller skills companies like Triple Play for fiber, Resolution Circle, and as well as the professional institutes like the IT Professional Institute and the Electrical Engineers and the Digital Council, for example. And the important thing, I think, for us to understand is when it comes to what's being paid, the way we are a little bit different is a lot of the money that gets paid through to MyTechie is finding its way to small community-based entrepreneurs. We call them techpreneurs, and we're creating a lot of jobs. You can see in the first 2 months of this year that comes out of our financial statements, we were able to pass through over 300,000 Rand to small companies and generate over 1,984 work hours for people that wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity. And a large percentage of that is thanks to Supersonic. You can see a picture there of our warehouse with the Tirana equipment in it. So what do we do and why are we a bit different? We're able to blend the data that we have consisting of all these skills, and there's thousands of them, in the proximity of where they are and match them to what the buyers need, which is companies like Supersonic. And then we're able to find the nexus of that and give people an opportunity. So what do these techpreneurs do for Supersonic? Well, they are techpreneurs because they actually start at the beginning of the business cycle. They actually look for leads. They are members of a community, and communities now understand that broadband is actually essential for learning. It's essential for economic well-being, and they're looking for good products and services, and Supersonic certainly have a bouquet of really good products and services. So they bring those leads, and now that we are onboarded as resellers, we're able to make that available to many communities. And what's nice for the technician is they're creating an opportunity for themselves, especially when it comes to air fiber, they're creating the opportunity for themselves to actually do the installation. Because currently there isn't a commission on air fiber, but they are prepared to put the effort in to get the lead, to bring it through to Janine, get it booked through on the system, and hopefully then they get to install it. So they put a lot of effort into that, but they can also do site surveys, they do actual installations, they do the maintenance. They have a lot of peripheral technical capability as well, which your mothership company, MTN, could make use of if they wanted to. So we're the smart hands on the edge of the network. We give you the edge. There's a lot of things that we can do. So you also need to look at it the way we do things a little differently. If you think of Lego, and if you look at the picture on the right, that's the job spec. It requires a whole lot of grey blocks, some blue blocks, some red blocks, and some green blocks. If those were each skills, for example, we would look to see which technician had the right blocks in their toolbox to be able to do the job. And that's where we're able to match people up. So one of the things I discovered during the pandemic was that electricians were actually very good to partner with a router or a fiber technician, because the electrician has got great hand skills. They understand health and safety, they understand how to drill holes and to use ladders, but they might not know how to splice a fiber or to program and configure a router. So quite often we match teams up, and we form teams that enable them as a team to get economic opportunity. That's how we deconstruct the job spec, and then we find the minimum number of people that we can bring together to solve the equation for what the job is trying to do. And we're able to do that quite quickly and across the whole country. But we don't stop there. We also look back at what the technician was able to do and the gap to what they weren't able to do because they weren't skilled or they didn't have the certification. And then we make recommendations to them to say, why don't you go and get these certifications, Marston Towers or a medical fitness certificate or whatever it is that's required, so that they can get more work, because we've got work coming in from various sources. And that's the way we help to develop them to become what we call opportunity density and get more opportunity to pay for the lunch and the food and the house that they live in. So we've developed this model which looks a little bit like an oil refinery. Now, you know what an oil refinery is. An oil refinery, basically, it takes crude oil and then it distills it into various different types of oils and paraffins and eventually petrol and airline fuel and all these things. So we take the technical people, those that love what they're doing, they're passionate about it, they enjoy it, and they're talented in it, and we develop them across this in this refinery to see where they best fit. They can obviously get a job if they want to, or they can stay in this pool and become these tech entrepreneurs. And depending on their experience, they can earn accordingly. It's very much a business-to-business function at the moment, this technician as a service. But we are white labeled and we are able to provide services to multiple clients, and we do that via this Uber type app. And we provide this neutral capability for people in villages and townships and suburbs and cities to be able to serve their communities with tech. Our intention is to empower a lot of people, to upskill. We've got a lot of opportunity to upskill them from just being a standard, say, router technician into the IoT space, energy space. We are assisting quite a lot with unemployed people that are now able to get opportunities, and we're growing a lot of opportunity within private networks as well. And there's a lot of quality, health and safety and quality is not negotiable in our platform. So the quality is guaranteed. We'll fix it if it's not. There's our team in Mamelodi. That's one of our first installations we did for Supersonic. That would have been over a year ago now. And the team were very excited to go and install at Dizzy's house. And I think he's also a technician now. What's a bit different about MyTechie? The standard contractor model, for every rand that say Supersonic pays, it goes to the contractor, and the contractor eats most of it and gives I don't know, 20 or 30% to the technicians doing the work. So there's not a lot of enablement happening there. In the MyTechie model, for every rand that Supersonic pays, MyTechie only eats 15%, so 15 cents. 85 cents of that goes to the technician. So a large percentage of the money is flowing to the person that's actually got the skill to do the work. That is in terms of Section 54 of the VAT Act. We are the agent for the technician, and we have to live off the 15 cents. The technician has to live off the 85 cents. So we are very strong in terms of enablement and helping people at the edge to make good money. What's the value to government? Obviously, job creation, skills development, economic empowerment, and green in the sense that we don't have to dispatch a technician from Gauteng to fix something in Polokwane. We've got technicians in Polokwane, we've got technicians in Springs, we've got technicians in Saldanha Bay. So we can dispatch people remotely quite quickly. Technology and how we leverage it and how it all comes together. So we are leveraging technology, and a large percentage of that technology is the broadband technology, which you guys provide. We have technicians all across the country. Each one of those yellow balloons is a technician that hasn't been updated lately, but there are a few more in the Northern Cape and the Free State. And we are mobilizing those skills for various companies. So this is the kind of problem that we're trying to solve. A lot of people have got education, a lot of people have got skills, they just cannot find work. Now we can break the problem down into smaller bite-sized pieces and help all of them get an opportunity either to get a job or to create their own business. We don't want to do the same thing over and over again, which has not resulted in cracking the employment bubble or problem or reduce inequality in any way. But we think we will be able to make a difference. That's our hashtag this year, and make a difference. We see ourselves as a catalyst. I don't know if you remember when you were at school and the chemistry teacher would put two substances in a glass and nothing would happen. Only when they added another little substance did the reaction take place. So MyTechie is a little bit like that, because we're actually more efficient. We can speed up the rate at which jobs and enablement takes place, but we ourselves aren't actually doing the work. But we are able to create the opportunity for people to be employed or employable or economically active by just creating this catalyst reaction. And just don't take my word for it. Have a little quick look at this one.
My name is Enima Mahlako from Pretoria. I am a technician at MyTechie. Our services are convenient to our customers with the ability to find local technician or electrician anytime, anywhere, and guaranteed workmanship. By supporting MyTechie, you will be part of a great program that provides opportunity for the unemployed, drives and maintains skills and experience development. Let's make a difference.
You probably saw in the invitation there were some links, and in those links is a link to our YouTube channel, and there are a couple of particular ones there which will give you some testimonies of the technicians that you are supporting